So América is in the final yet again. They've advanced in 8 Liga MX playoff series after losing the first leg, a record in the short tournament era since 1996-1997. They will try to make history as the first team in the short tournament era to win 4 back-to-back titles.
Yep.
Thank you. Math is a little bit hard for me. Let's talk about Cruz Azul first.
Okay.
It seems like it was in their hands, and it was quite literally in Mier's hands, and it slipped out. Mm-hmm. Who's more to blame, though? I'm going to start with you, Herc. Kevin Mier or Vicente Sanchez?
The coach.
The coach.
I don't see how you can blame Vicente Sanchez, who, by the way, this is Cruz Azul's first defeat in the last 20 games. Mm-hmm. It went to game number 20 to have another defeat. They've only lost twice. They've only lost twice in all competitions with Vicente Sanchez, and in 4 of the 5 games he's played against Club América, Club América's not beat him. He's got positive record until now. So a lot of the blame is going to be put on Vicente Sanchez's hands or his shoulders, and maybe unfairly. Kevin Mier, he was the best player Cruz Azul had. Take the mistake out of the equation. He was by far their best player. Let me finish. By far their best player. But when you make a mistake as a goalkeeper, now to me, this isn't a penalty kick.
Oh God, it's so inexplicable.
Stop. Let me look. Look at this. How is that a penalty kick? Come on, give me a break.
He grabs his foot.
Anybody who's ever played this,
he grabs the foot. Look, he grabs the foot. That's a penalty.
Well,
that's as clear as day.
I want to hear your reasoning behind what you're saying, Herc.
So Mao's saying he made contact. Yeah, football's a contact
I didn't say
sport.
he made contact. I say he grabbed.
He didn't grab the foot.
He did. That's the reason why he goes to the ground.
So, if you take a still shot of any action in soccer and football, you can make an argument for a foul. If you slow it down, you can make an argument for a foul. Let me finish what I'm going to say.
I shouldn't.
Kevin Mier made the mistake of taking it out of Cruz Azul's hands. Mm-hmm. When you put a play in question and you leave it up to VAR, to the referee on the field, to change his mind, to call a penalty kick, that is on you. I have no issue with it being called a penalty kick. I don't think it is. I think if you put your team in that situation, because he's trying to showboat.
Why isn't it a penalty, though? I'm still not understanding your...
Because in a full action, that's not a penalty.
I mean, I don't understand how you see that. It's concerning that you don't see that as a penalty.
It's exaggerated?
I think it's very soft.
Your judgment worries me.
Penaltito?
Oof. And if you're counting now, that is 4 straight finals where América has a polemic.
Oh my God. You got to stop.
I know you're an América fan.
You have got to stop.
Fan, but let me hear.
I mean, put it as you want. Put it as you want. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
It is unbelievable that after reaching 4 finals in a row, we're still bringing up the referees.
Oh, no.
No, you did.
No, hold on.
You did.
Hold on. Because you don't let me finish, so I can't.
I mean, you've been going for 5 minutes. Get to the point.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
It's a penalty, clear as day. Vicente Sanchez is to blame. Here's why. América had a million chances on the first half. That means that Cruz Azul was not in control of the game. Yeah. It means that they had no idea of what was going on.
Ridiculous saves.
Correct. América was a tornado going against Cruz Azul. So even if that was the original plan, if that was the game plan, let's try to hold to our lead. That was a horrible plan because you were not controlling the game. You were being lucky at the time. Luck runs out, and it did in the second half. Vicente Sanchez didn't make the correct adjustments. It's all on the manager, and it's fine.
So where he gets
fine.
It wrong is by
He's a rookie manager. It is his first time coaching a semifinal of this caliber, and he was clearly out-coached by André Jardine. Simple as that. Didn't have to go around it for 5 minutes questioning referee calls, questioning the way América has reached 4 finals in a row. This is just a fantastic team that beat another team that was good, but not as good as Club América. Simple as that.
Are we done with the América hour?
Jeez.
It's a very good team. And this is why a team like América can push a team back like Cruz Azul into their own defensive third the way they did, because they're a very well-worked team. The best game that América's had this season was the first 45 minutes against Cruz Azul.
Right.
So there's no game plan by Vicente Sanchez of let's hold the lead. No, that's what a good team does. They pin you back and they make you drop into that shell. And there is no adjustments because they have nowhere to adjust.
That's no excuse. That's no excuse.
Let's not forget who scored first, though.
Yeah. Fine. So,
As Vicente Sanchez, you're like, see, I'm
look,
glad I didn't change my voice.
I listened to Álvaro Fidalgo after the game.
Yeah.
And he
let's
said,
talk about América.
he said, I was very surprised with their low block. We were expecting a different game plan from Cruz Azul. We were expecting a different kind of battle. We were waiting for them to attack, and they were just sitting on the low block.
Sitting ducks.
Fidalgo said that.
Yeah.
And
no, but
right, and he said he was surprised by that. We all were. Well, apparently not everybody, but we all were surprised by how low Cruz Azul was defending.
Yeah, I don't get surprised
That was
by
not their identity during the season.
I don't get surprised by that because if you've ever been in a game where you're outmatched, if you've ever been in a game where the
Then why
team
didn't you
playing
adjust?
You want to go? You want to go?
I ask you a question.
You want to go?
Answer the question. Why didn't Vicente Sanchez adjust?
Because they were winning. So he thought the adjustments were already made, that he didn't have to adjust. Whether he thought it was deserved or not, they had a 2-0 lead. 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
The one mistake, Kevin Mieres right there, that's what did them in. So to put this on Vicente Sanchez when they're up 2-0 and they've played a certain way up until that point and it was getting the result, I think is very short-sighted.
It's one thing to get the result. It's a different thing being lucky. They were lucky until that point. And eventually, everything collapsed. Because the team that was more on the attack, the team that wanted it more,
Well, the better team won.
the better team won, yes, but the other team had a
You
lead.
can want it as bad as you want,
You
but
said
if
it
you
yourself.
don't have the talent.
The other team had a 2-goal lead.
Correct.
And
what brought
they
them
let
back
us slip.
in?
And
What
they
brought
let us
that
slip
back in?
because they never adjusted.
What brought them back in?
Here's Cruz Azul's biggest vulnerability. It's their mentality. And they saw themselves up again. It is. That's why the term Cruz Azuliar even exists in the first place.
But
It's part of it.
And
I don't think it's
still-
everything.
It's not everything, but it's a big part of it, especially in these big games.
you know why I take issue with that? Because that's a mentality that's out there. That's a narrative for sure that it's out there with Cruz Azul is how much of that narrative could you put on this Cruz Azul with Vicente Sanchez? Like 20 plus games, and it's the first time they've had anything close to a Cruz Azuliada.
Right.
The first time. And if I asked you, Chris, what was a pivotal moment in this game? If I asked you, Matt, what was a pivotal moment in this game? You would both tell me it's a Kevin Mieres mistake.
Right.
So that's why I just
We got to move on.
And they're going to fire, by the way,
Since we get-
Vicente Sanchez.
What?
They're going to fire him.
Of course they are.
He's going to lose his job.
Yeah. They were looking for an excuse, which is a job that is